Hey, Merhawi, I think that's how you say your name. I apologize if it's wrong. This is Corey with Gant Property Inspections. So I'm just going to do a couple video walkthroughs, one outside, one inside, talk about this house. Overall, seems like a nice solid house. Looks pretty straightforward. There's a few things to talk about though, so we'll walk through, walk around, walk through, and talk about it. So let's flip this around and take a look at the house. Okay, so the roof, especially on the north side, is looking pretty good. There's a little bit of moss, not too bad. On the south side, it is showing some wear and tear on the back side. And so that tells me that it is a little bit, it's a little older. Most likely it has 5 to 8 years left on it, if it's taken care of really well. If it's not, then it deteriorates quicker. But there's pictures of everything, as you know. And so, yeah, got to watch that and keep it clean, and then it will last a few years. Gutters look okay. They have some simple wire covers on them to keep them a little cleaner, but those do have to be cleaned out occasionally still. And then coming down, there's the siding and trim is in pretty good shape. There's a few places where it's a little rough, but the paint is aged. Here you can see it's really dirty. And down low, the paint's peeling off. And when we look around the backside, we can see some more of that. Gas meter's there, and that's about it for the front yard. The chimney up on top of the roof has a little bit of moss. It's not terrible, but something to be aware of. Could be cleaned off, help it not deteriorate. Here where you can see cracking paint and maybe a little repairs needed, and then all along here there's issues with the paint, but yeah, just a good painter should be able to clean that up and protect the siding. And again, it's dirty, it needs to be rinsed off. But there's peeling paint. There's going to be a few places where it's going to need to be chipped off or sanded off, peeled off before it's painted. So don't forget, this paved area is a nice area except for the trip hazards. And so if you're going to have a bunch of clients out here, this might need to be replaced. Pretty big trip hazards on several of these panels. Here and over here, it's pretty bad. So something to consider. Again, some cracking paint. And these bushes are right up against the building, which is not good as far as trapping moisture and dirt and bugs. So I recommend either trimming those way back or removing them. Same with this ground bush. It's up against the house. Air conditioners here. Of course, I don't run those in the wintertime. It looks okay. Looks pretty clean. And I think I got a date off it. I don't remember right now, but it's in the report. Now behind one of these bushes, one of the foundation vents is open, and there has been animals getting in there, and they've made a bit of a mess in the crawl space. I think it's one of those. I could see from the inside that it was missing the screen, and they've made a mess of some of the insulation. Not all of it, but someone does need to go in there and clean it up. And just so it's easier to get around in there. It's not a real tall foundation space, crawl space, and so it makes it more difficult to get around and see things because the insulation hanging down. Any more? I'm thinking about the crawl space right now. That's pretty much it. It just needs to be cleaned up. Oh, and straighten out the vapor barrier. So straighten the vapor barrier, clean up the loose insulation, and could add more where there's some missing spots. And it's mostly just from animals that's happened. I didn't see any leaks or any concern with the wood. So that's that. The attic. Well, I think we can go through this door over here. Let's go in the garage before we go in the house. So attic access is right here, and just a normal attic. Looks okay. The insulation is a little older. Doesn't have a lot, but there is some. It's just displaced in a couple areas, so it's pretty thin in those areas. The ducting and the furnace is right up there. You can almost see it. Of course, there's pictures in the report. They're newer, so it's a newer furnace, newer ducting, so that's great. So it looks good. Anything else? Yeah, the sheathing and everything looks good. No evidence of mold or anything like that. Water heater's here, and it's I think it's about 7 or 8 years old, and everything's done correctly. Earthquake straps and temperature pressure relief valve looks good. Okay, electrical panels here, and I took the cover off. The only thing I am noticing that is there's missing screws both here and on the inside. There's 2 different panels, so missing screw there and then another one up under there. So it's set up a little different as far as how they're screwed, because these are screwed into the wall. I'm not sure why that is, but anyway, it'd be best to have, if you ever have an electrician here, to have them look at that and fix that. Okay, garage is okay. The opener and the door together are kind of noisy, but they work fine as far as I can tell. And there is a irrigation control panel here. Okay. All right, with that, we're gonna head in the house and walk around.